Okay, welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. This video, the BMW M240i, affectionately known as the Red Peril. I've sold it and it's gone on to pastures new. And I want to talk about the price that I bought it for and the price that I sold it for, because I'm quite interested in this. First of all, before I get onto that, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification, check out Patreon, because you can get advanced viewing on videos, you can enter monthly contests, and all sorts of other great tierings, and you can support the channel for as little as $1 or 75p a month. And we also have an online training course. There's the plug done. Sorry guys, I need to get a bit more organised doing the plug. Maybe I'll do it at the end so you don't get hit with the plug all the time. Let's get back on track. M240, what did I pay for it and what did I get for it? Well, first of all, I paid £20,000 excuse me, for that car, including delivery and administration fees from a BMW dealership, and so it was a really good price actually for that car. It had about 30,000 miles on the clock, or 31,000 when I bought it. It was a 17 plate, so that's 2017. It was facelifted LCI one with the upgraded dashboard, which is hard to get. Most of them are pre-LCI. And I think you want an LCI one really, because it's just a slightly more modern interior dashboard. But it was also a manual, and there's hardly any LCI 2, I think they're called, manuals ever. So it's quite rare actually, especially if you wanted a red LCI 2 manual. You'll probably find there's maybe like as many as 5 in the country, finger in the wind, in red. So it was quite a desirable little car as well. What did they pay me for it, guys? Well, they paid me, the mileage was 34,400 or something like that, so I put hardly any miles on it, 3,500 in a year, which is great. They paid me 20,900, or the best part of that, 890 or something like that, 20,900 we'll say. Who bought it? WeBuyAnyCar.com. It's not an advert for WeBuyAnyCar.com. I sound like Philip Schofield. I haven't got enough hair and it need to be whiter. But I'm just kind of amazed that I could buy a car from a main dealer for that price, and then 1 year down the line sell it for more than I've paid for it. I've put new tyres on it, but apart from that, you know, I'm making profit here, which is unusual. I spoke to the guy at We Buy Any Car, and he said that, you know, because of COVID and everything, the market is really slow, so there's not a lot of new cars, so there's a high demand for second-hand cars, so they're paying very competitive prices. Now, normally my experience of We Buy Any Car is whatever offer they give you on the screen, then you chop it in half, that's roughly what they're going to offer you. But they didn't. They offered me exactly what come up on the screen. I thought it was going to be higher because I'd done the calculation based on 30,000 miles because I was just being lazy. But I think that's a really good price. Looking at the prices of them online, you know, you see some dealers might sell this for 22,000, maybe 23,000, maybe, but they've got to make profit. But that's just a phenomenal price considering you just drive down there. He looked over the car, you know, and was done within 5 minutes, was happy with the condition, didn't alter the price at all on what was quoted, and it's done, you know. So, you know, it used to be a lot of criticism towards that company for the offers just being ridiculous, but I think they're offering ridiculously good prices at the moment on certain cars. If it's an old car that they can't sell through their network, you know, they're not just, you know, We Buy Any Car, they're owned by BCA or whatever, and they've got other companies in there, so they've got little ways of selling them. But, you know, the older cars are much harder to sell and more problematic, so your quotes are going to be, they're probably just not going to be possibly competitive for older cars or whatever. Check around, it's always worth, it doesn't cost you any time, does it, to put your registration in if you're thinking of selling a car, just seeing what they're giving you. But yeah, that's a quick video on the price. What are my final thoughts on the M240, guys? Phenomenal car, absolutely phenomenal car. Like all cars, they have faults. The faults actually with the M240 are the front. The biggest fault is the front camber setup, so you're getting excess tyre wear, you know, when you're driving on, you know, when you're driving the car hard, maybe on track or even on the road, when you're cornering hard, you're wearing the outer edge of that tyre, so the camber setup on stock is way off what it should be, or maybe it's set up for the road or whatever. The other thing, really, there's not that many other faults with that car for what it is. You know, the limitations, it's not going to be the full M car at 20 grand. Tons of power, tons of fun on good roads, good flat smooth roads. It's great fun to drive around. It's got loads of poke. The only other big flaw with it, and this is more long-term ownership flaws, is if you are doing long journeys in it. For me, it kills your legs after a couple of hours of being in that cabin. Your knees, you don't quite fit in there properly, and your legs twist a little bit. And after a while, that does start to cause you some problems. So it's quite a small cockpit, and a bit weird on the leg kind of trajectory. Other than that, guys, I think it's a phenomenal car, and I wouldn't hesitate to get another one. Why am I selling it? Because it's a good time to sell it, isn't it? Both with the price. It's just coming to the end of summer while people are still all looking for cars, and I'm going to be looking for something different, and I'm open-minded as to what to go for. So put in the comments what you think I should get. You know what I like now, so most of you have probably got an idea what I'm looking at, but I might try and look at other marques just to broaden my horizons. Looking at Lotuses, they're a bit hardcore. That's why the Emira, the new one, looks quite good, but then you're gonna have to fork out. I just won't get one. I wouldn't get on the waiting list for one now. And didn't make enough, did they? And it's probably a little bit too much of a little sporty thing going on. I like to have it less of an occasion, if you like. The older Lotuses are too hardcore for road use. They really are track cars, aren't they? Porsches, the running costs are a problem, but I'd love like a 911 GT3 or a Cayman GT4 or something like that. But it's just the prices probably rules those out for me. The same old requirements tend to kick in: rear-wheel drive and manual, really. And that causes a lot of problems, and there's not a lot of options. I'm not so interested in the new stuff BMW are doing because none of it's manual. Maybe the new 2 Series might be good, the M2. So let me know what you think, if there's any little hidden gems. We've been down this road before though. There's not a lot of choice really, especially if you're a stubborn old git like me. So there's a couple of things I'm keeping my eye out for, and we'll see what happens. We'll get something cool. Selling it will also allow me to probably put a little bit of money in finishing off the old E36 here, maybe getting the exhaust done on that, and then just trying to put away and save some money for the next car as well. So that's where we're at. We buy any car. At the moment, I've bought my car, paid me a decent amount of money, so I'm reasonably happy, and it was just so easy to do. There's a nice free advert for We Buy Any Car, but you probably knew about them anyway. But that, like I touched on earlier, they did have a bit of a bad reputation for lowballing, really lowballing, but I think maybe that's changed now, so that's really good. So see you soon. Put in the comments what car you think I should get next, and take care.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when you went home?